Well, we said we were done for the season, but Tommy Fleetwood was not. Here we go. Bam! Oh my God! And just like Nike Golf in 2026, we are back. So we're ready to go. Another episode of the Swoosh Life podcast. I don't know what number this is, guys. We've been on hiatus for a little bit, but we'll figure it out. You'll see the number next to the playlist. But we are back, gentlemen. It's great to see your lovely faces today. How are we doing?
Doing great, guys. It's good to see your lovely faces too, as well. Matt, you've been traveling all over the world. Gumby, I can't wait to hear about this golf game of yours. What's going to be happening? But it's been a while, guys. It's been great. What did I go? 1 for 130 on Tommy Fleetwood picks, but there we go. We're good. We got the W, one of the biggest ones of all for him on the Tour Championship. I can't wait to talk about that. Other than that, a couple things popped up with Nike and Nike Golf lately with Scotty and the new promotional social ad. That's something we can get into as well. But it's good to see. Matt, how you been? It's been a while.
Man, you guys can probably tell from my voice that I'm still recovering from like I got off the plane and I don't know if it's allergies or cold or whatever, but it was amazing because I got to watch Tommy win while overseas because I did have the glorious internet that is still free and abundant to us. I know they take our data and all that stuff, but yeah, I was gone for like 2.5 weeks. How was the golf game, guys? Did you guys get to golf? Because I got to tell you, I was burnt out on golf. I was ready to like go on this family vacation. I went to go see family members overseas, and I was like, I can't wait to take a break. And then I came back, and I've gotten 2 rounds in since I came back because like it reignited my love for golf. And this is something that happens for me in the fall. I get burned out because I go so hard, and then I'm like, okay, and then I come back and I'm like, okay, let me try something. I was getting a little Fleetwood move in the scramble that I played in yesterday. Got a little Fleetwood action in there, threw some darts in there, but I don't know. Do you guys find the same thing in the fall? Well, like, what's going on with the golf game, Gumby? How are you?
I am. First off, we're on baby watch. We got less than a month until baby number 2 shows up, so that's crazy. All the projects are done around the house. Golf has quite declined this year for me. My game is bad, and it always has these like phases of bad, right, Matt? We've talked about it so long that there's these times where we go through these things, but then we find it. And I always thought I was going to find the irons this year, and it never came about. All year long, it has never come about. And so, 2 months ago, I was at this point of, or about a month and a half ago. Yeah, no, mid July. I was at a point of, let's burn this to the ground. Let's burn this mother to the ground, because it doesn't make sense to go get a lesson right now. It doesn't make sense to go do anything because my golf season ends. Like come the end of September, it ends, right? So I think I am playing the swing in the game that I've got. I'm taking Arnold Palmer's advice and just doing that. I did have a buddy's trip a couple weeks ago, and I went 85, 85, 82, which is crazy with no irons. But I can tell you the putter's hot and the short game's there. And we just won the last half of league tonight, so like there you go. But man, golf is not fun because can you imagine if I had irons? I'm literally hitting a 9, a 7, or an 8 iron and not making the green from 112, 100 yards in.
Well, that's my everyday. So
But there's no
welcome to my world.
there's nothing. I literally have 2 hybrids in the bag right now. I'm thinking about putting a 5-wood in the bag right now. I'm hitting driver off the deck like I'm DOD King. Like, I don't understand what's happening, but this is what I've got. And I've got 2 rounds left. I got 2 scrambles left. Let's go have some fun. Let's end the year on the positive note.
Yeah.
And then let's burn this mother down and let's start fresh next year. So it is what it is. But again, 85, 85, 82 in PA was pretty fucking fun. I was just hooping it with the putter. And now we got some scrambles, and Yeah, I want to get out in the fall. I do love fall golf, crispness in the air, pullovers. I know Matt's a pullover king. You know what I mean? But I think it's more of like the fun, not really caring kind of golf. Whereas the summer is the grind and the handicap
Yeah,
and like trying to like shoot your best score, right? So
yeah.
that's kind of where I hit Labor Day. We move forward. It's football season. We're going to do a little NFL talk on today's episode. So I'm excited to get into that. And I'm repping my Jags. You guys didn't want to rep your teams. It's to Chicago over there, Matt. I get it. So, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Keith, how's your game? Your game's always stellar. So how you doing?
It's been all right this summer. Definitely it comes and goes, and I know you guys have done this too, where you just kind of just like take a 2 week break or 3 week break and just don't even swing. And then you come back, maybe practice a little bit, and you go right back out. So I actually came back from a 3 week break recently. Played a little bit earlier today. Recorded on a Wednesday night. But before that, we had a nice little buddies trip out to Rochester, New York. My college buddies, roommates, and stuff. We always rotate every year to each other's house. This was the last of the five of us, so we're trying to meet and centralize next year. So maybe like a Lake George little area, something like that. We'll figure that out next year. But that was the last time I played. It was like mid-August, and I just ended up playing again today. But I've noticed where you just kind of step back, take a little break. You kind of get recharged, Matt. You going overseas, going on vacation and stuff. You get recharged. Gumby, you had a nice little boys' weekend, and then you had a nice little thing later tonight with league night taking the second half. Little confidence going into your last couple rounds before baby number two. My game overall has been pretty good. Probably high 70s, mid 70s going out there each time. That's my goal. Anytime I go out there, I try to go out 80s or under. That's what I try to go after. Doesn't matter if I'm 80 or under swinging away. Okay, I'm happy with. But other than that, fall golf is right around the corner. What else is around the corner? NFL. Do we really have to talk about the NFL? Can we go to the NHL instead for a little bit?
NFL
I'm just
today.
kidding.
We'll get a little Ryder Cup. Speaking of Ryder Cup, let's talk about a captain's pick and tour champion winner, Tommy Fleetwood, finally breaking through, getting it done in Atlanta at the tour championship. Boys, what do we think about his performance, the lead up to it, the heartbreak, the multiple Sunday finishes at second? How we feel about Tommy finally getting through, breaking through, and winning the tour championship?
It's funny because they say that the NFL is scripted. Like what's in the script for this year? And like who could write a better script? This guy that has all these close calls, but yet the close calls qualify him enough to have a chance to win the whole thing despite never winning a tournament all year. And the only way he can take it all is by finally sealing the deal, even though there's been questions about whether he has that ability. We saw the putt that hit the pebble against Keegan, right? The questionable calls, like sometimes, I think it was the Canadian Open. He got a close call last year. But golly, I mean, could you be any happier for a guy? And how many more fans did he gain? You've got LeBron tweeting about it. You got Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark tweeting about it. The whole world. You got Barstool. Barstool was absolutely going nuts. He was great on PMT. And he's broken through. I think with this win, I think it's almost like this win is way more valuable than if he had won 2 times this year because the story is so great and the fans that he gained along the way. We all knew he's been a great guy. What better way to finish out the season, especially for Nike? I still don't think this rivals the summer of Nike because that was a Tiger Masters win, and we could maybe talk about whether it compares. But it's cool to see Rory close out the Grand Slam, TPC Sawgrass. We've got the Open Championship, the PGA Championship, thanks to Scotty, and then he closes out the Tour Championship. It's a huge year for
That's
Nike.
huge.
Did I just realize that? You just said something, Matt. So summer of Nike was Reed winning it, Brooks.
Sorry,
winning
you're right.
it, Molinari winning it, Brooks winning it.
But
then
and
it
Tiger.
carried over to
Yeah.
Tiger. I didn't
Correct.
realize we went 5 in a row until
Yeah.
just now. Man. And I mean, we got 3 this year, correct?
Yeah.
2 Scotty, 1 Rory. We got a Rory players.
Players.
And we got a Tommy championship. Plus, we're coming into a Ryder Cup year as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's kind of cool. So either way, but yeah, I agreed. I don't think it rivals that, but it was a fun summer for us to watch. Scotty finishing off, Tommy, you know, in there all the time. I was happy for Tommy. I think Barstool, I think Foreplay said it best. Like, love him right now. In about 3 weeks' time, when you guys go down to New York City and figure it out, we're gonna be rooting against him. You know what I mean? And I love Tommy, but we're gonna have. I don't know, man. We can go
That's a
with Ryder
tough.
Cup top. We'll
How
do
do
a
you?
Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
We'll do a Ryder Cup episode. But that Euro team looks stacked, boys. Holy cow! So we'll see what happens. I wish Chris Goddard would have gotten on the American team. That would have given us one more Nike guy. But
Yeah.
we'll go from there. So Keith, the floor is yours. You're the Tommy Homer in this. You've picked him in almost every Keith's pick winner's circle thing that we have done over the last 4 years. So, what were your feelings, your emotions of Tommy finally breaking through?
Finally. That's what it was. It was just a final moment for him to pull it off after a couple heartbreaks a couple weeks before that, and then a couple weeks before that. And I was there at the Travelers as well to see that heartbreak as well with Keegan. Matt, you mentioned that. That was a heartbreak because you're just zoned in. You want this guy to win, and he does it at the Tour Championship. So it was great to see. What a likable guy, too, for out there for the fans. Like you guys said, he grew a lot of more fans. Even if the guys down in New York City during Ryder Cup, there are gonna be some American people rooting on Tommy, just the way he is, the way he flows, everything like that. I will be growing my hair out to try to get to Tommy length at some point, just because he won. So that's a plus. But overall, great summer for Nike. Great summer for Nike Golf. Ending at the right note with Tommy taking it home, and Scotty right there playing great week in week out. Two majors. Rory with the one major and the players. So you can't complain about it.
Let's
That's good
also
for
not
us.
forget. Yeah, let's also not forget. Summer of Nike Golf continued into Happy Gilmore too, right? We were all over the place in Happy Gilmore too,
Oh
Nike
yeah.
Golf, right? So that was cool to see. That was a fun little thing. I watched it a little bit later than you guys, but what a fun like. I saw a lot of people ragging on it for, but I'm like, you know what it is. You know what it
Yeah,
is. It's not going to be
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
people
I think
asking
that,
for a cinematic masterpiece from
yeah,
Adam Sandler. I'm sorry, like
yeah. This isn't uncut gems, you know. So um,
now, speaking of performances, there was quite a bit of kerfuffle from friends of the program, Jacques Slade and Jordan Rogers. Jordan Rogers did a little bit better job of like explaining like the decision making about whether Nike does a post. Let me walk this back. So let me set the stage for those of you that listen who are not necessarily Instagram people. So in Instagram world, there are stories that last about you watch them for up to 15 seconds, maybe longer sometimes, and they last about a day, and then they're gone. And then there's the ones that go into the feed, meaning you could go back and you could look at the Rory video after he won the Masters. You could look at the Scotty Scheffler video, the post that they made. And we'll talk about Nike Golf marketing being back because amazing year by those guys. But a lot of people saying that Tommy Fleetwood deserved a post versus just a story, which was received. How do you guys feel about it? Do you guys feel like Tommy should be slighted? Was it the right amount? Considering that Sunday there were a couple other things in play. Caitlin Clark revealed her logo later that day. You know, the Tour Championship, it is not, golf is not whole. We do have a lot of names that are on Live Golf, you know, and you got PGA Tours. So a lot of things factor into this. So I want to go maybe to Keith first to kind of gather your thoughts about,
Yeah.
do you think Tommy, one, deserved a post? And two, you know, would you say that they dropped the ball a little bit because they could have promoted Tommy there?
Yeah, it was kind of when we first, I think all three of us kind of caught it at the same time when they did do the story. And when I first saw it, I was a little thrown off guard a little bit. So yeah, I agree that Tommy does deserve a post for this being the tour championship. But being the tour champion, I mean, and it being his first win, he's been a long term Nike athlete for us. Clubs way back when, before he had the long hair, before he had the shaved face, everything. He was just a puppy back in there using our Nike golf clubs, and continue to be our athlete now. I think he deserved a post. I was a little disappointed about that, but you can kind of see, and we've been talking about this year after year for the last 2, 3 years, where Nike's priorities are a little bit on maybe the golf industry. It's just something we've talked about, something we've come across here and there. But I think he deserved a post. I'm glad there was a story out there for him. Played it. He's been replaying a lot of things. He's always in Nike stuff. So why not? We were all across the board all season long, so we might as well just continue it. And other than that, with a couple other posts later on, this year from Nike and Nike ads, social media, I think we're trending in the right direction. Gumby, what do you think? How do you think about the story?
I think I'm on the opposite side, and I'm going to oppose Jock and Jordan on this a little bit. Nike cares about the majors. You're only seeing tennis people get a post about when they win a major. You're only seeing Nike post when they win a major. So we saw Scotty, we saw Rory, you know what I mean? But like, let's go to TPC Sawgrass. We consider that in the golf world the fifth major. Nike didn't do a post for that. Fought like hell maybe, but like didn't get one. And so, it's one of those things that like that's kind of the standard for Nike is a major. And so you overpopulate it and you wash it out a little bit. So they're saying majors are the standard. That's it. Not tour championships with a 30-person field. Let's not take anything away from Tommy there, but not a full field. Let's also think like they posted on Twitter first. I saw it on Twitter first more than before I saw it on the story. But let's also take the numbers into consideration there. 10.1 million followers on Twitter, 99 million followers on Instagram. So a little bit of the juxtaposition, but it was one of those things where it does live somewhere. It's just not on that Instagram feed, which they value very highly for promotional things and for majors. So I'm okay with it. Again, I want to see Tommy be posted there. I want to see every win. But you know what? That's what we're for. That's what our Instagram's for. We're posting about that. Come see us. If you guys want it, Jordan, Cousteau, go look at ours. We got it. You know what I mean? So that's it's one of those things that let us help them. Let us be we've talked about it for years. Let us be the people posting and doing all that stuff. We're on it always. We posted about Goddard, we posted about Nelly, all this stuff. So I'm okay with it. I do want it to see it in the future grow and grow and grow. But right now, the majors are the standard. That has always been the standard at Nike, that victory is the most important thing at the highest level. And so that's why they're trying to keep up with the standard. And so that's where I'm going to kind of oppose Jock and Jordan. I respect the hell out of those guys. But, you know what I mean? Like, I just think, like, you're kind of, you're battling something that is, like, that you're not seeing a post for Goddard when he gets his first official win. Like, that's the same thing. I get that Tommy got close. I get he's been a lifer. But it's the same thing. So you can't expect that. You know what I mean? That's all. Matt?
So I'm looking something up here, but and I'm going to come back to it in just a second. Super interesting on the post thing. I'm with you. I think a story was appropriate. I don't think the Tour Championship, we have talked about, like, we love Tommy Fleetwood. We love the story. However, at the end of the day, we've talked about how bad the FedEx Cup playoffs are and how, like, they feel nonsensical at times. And the other problem is that we've talked about, like, people, I think there's a bad faith argument in here. There's the portion of the people are making, and I'm not saying this about Jock or Jordan. What I think happens in golf needs Nike bad. Golf loves Nike to post about golf because it grows the sport. It's good for the sport when Nike posts about it. So any opportunity, there is a good section of golf fans who would love to see Nike with 299 million followers on Instagram post about golf, right? There are other people who are not fans of Nike being in golf, and they see this as an opportunity to rag on the golf, right? Like, they probably love Tommy Fleetwood, they love Rory McIlroy, but they hate that they wear Nike. So they love to say, oh, well, they didn't get this or they didn't post this. So that's when it feels like a bad faith argument. And I could see but I think Jock is a good faith argument because he loves golf, he loves Nike, he loves Tommy Fleetwood, he wants as much as possible. So this is what I went back and looked up. So when Jannik Sinner won the Wimbledon, and he had an injury, and the caption was "Winning heals everything." How many likes do you think his post got on Nike's site?
couple thousand.
255,000. Okay.
255. Yep.
All right. Maya Stark won the U.S. Ladies Open. Do you know what her post got? Which, by the way, how cool is that they posted on the U.S. Women, when she won the Open? 23,000.
Wow.
So now I'm going back, and this is live. So this is, we're recording on, what day is today? Anyways,
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
today is a Wednesday.
468,000 on Scotty's Open Championship.
Well, how much was that?
468,000.
So better than golf. I like that. I see a Caitlin Clark post here, 233,000. So maybe there is an argument to be made about Nike. Oh, by the way, the Goodbye Tiger one, it was a hell of a round. That was 911,000 likes on that one.
Let's talk about I wish we could see the views on a story. Do likes on Instagram matter anymore? You're seeing
it feeds the algorithm.
A 299 million account get on average, if you go through all our latest, on average only 300,000 likes. Think about that percentage. That percentage is 1%, 10%. I don't know the math.
I don't know because Nike is different because you have people that are track and field people that follow Nike for that. You have people that are golf people. You have people, so it is segmented, right? Because you follow Nike doesn't mean that you love that you love everything. Nike. Why am I not able to find his PGA Championship win?
It's right underneath.
That was the spicy one. That was the spicy one.
Yeah, it's right underneath Maya Stark on the grid.
Is it? What's that one at?
That is 230.
So I mean, I don't know. What do you think a Tommy Fleetwood win asset gets? 100K? I think that's the other thing. Does it hurt the algorithm when you get something that is only 23K or something like that? I don't know the metrics. I'm sure they have smarter people than we do. Obviously, we barely cracked the $3,000, so we gotta
up our game. People, just a 5.
But what Keith said is that we have not even had posts in the feed the last few years. Shout out to Nike Golf Marketing getting that Rory asset ready. We're sitting over here afraid to jinx anything, and they're out there, getting stuff ready just in case. Because as my video said, if you guys go back to our Instagram, I'm pretty sure they did not have that canned and ready for the last decade.
Everyone wanted to say that they did, right? Everyone's like, well, they've had this ready to go for years, and I'm like, look at the details in it, look at the numbers, look at the date, look at this. They didn't have that ready. They didn't have that can. That shit was made. Those people that made it worked hard. They worked hard all year to make stuff this year, and they've done a damn good job with it.
How good were the Scotty posts?
So cool.
Scotty posts were great.
Everything has been on point this year. We cannot praise them enough for what they've actually done or are trying to do. You know what I mean? So I think that's the coolest part. That's what I said earlier in the thing. 2026. Watch out, world. Watch out, world.
Well, and there's the news lately that, there's another reorganization happening in Nike, and supposedly only 1% of jobs, but this is part of Elliott Hill's Sport First initiative. They have a Sport First marketing team now. It's no longer a men, women, children's division fighting for is golf 10th for men but 20th for women. Now it's just going to be hey, golfers, golf marketing, go after it, get after it. So that's why everybody keeps saying hey, 2026 is going to be a pretty good year. I think we're really excited with some of the stuff that we've seen sneak peeks of and things like that. And there's still really good product out there now. I just put an order in for the new hat that dropped on Nike.com right now.
Those hats, the hat, that sweatshirt was great. I think we all just got some open shoes delivered.
By the way, that hoodie, I think it's I don't know, what do you call it when it's a raised collar inside and then the hood goes around it, but it's an 80/20, so it's not the regular hoodie that they've been selling lately.
It's a new one.
Because this is, I've got.
What you got for the listeners, Gibby? Why don't you describe your garb?
I've got my new Liam Cohen cutoff sweatshirt on, hoodie. This thing is just soft as heck and nice and big for me, which is great and just super comfy. I've been wearing it a lot lately, especially early mornings because it keeps you warm in the body, but you stay cool when it gets a little bit warmer out quickly. I'm hoping it's like this. This feels like 80/20, and that would be really nice because I would enjoy this because it's light but still comfy and cozy.
Do you guys want to react to the open shoes that we got?
Oof,
You,
yes.
what were
Oh
your
yeah.
impressions now that you guys got them in hand?
They are so much better in person. Like they're
Detail,
so
detail, detail. Yeah.
yeah.
Just the tongue with the gold on it and everything and all the different assets. The leather used material wise on that, it's pretty cool. A
Yeah.
little bit different shaping, like on the Victory Pro, or I'm sorry, the Victory Tour 4 with the toe. Definitely looking down. I remember we talked about that, the look of like the Infinity Tour and the Victory Tour 4. Just looking down on it, the little toe cap's kind of different. Almost like a classic look to it. But oh, A
Yeah,
plus, great detail.
Matt. I mean, you guys got two. I only got one,
Oh,
but
because
I got
your other
I got
one.
Oh
something
yeah,
else.
here we go. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Well, let me finish my thoughts. I gave some thoughts. I'll finish my thoughts, and then we can talk about
Uh,
your Majesty. But
yeah.
I gotta say, they all came out looking really good. I think the Infinity Tour. I didn't end up with the Infinity Tour. We just made the content with it. I ended up with the 90, which I love because I'm gonna wear it everyday casual, and I just love
Yeah.
the way the Rory shoe because the Rory shoe reminds me of a less expensive version of the Justin Timberlake Rory shoe that came out. But Gumby, maybe you could tell us about the Justin Timberlake Rory shoe
Yeah,
that
I
came
mean,
out.
I think that is a really fun like shaped model that they have. You know, with the Justin Timberlake and the Tour Four that they did. I think so. Um, yeah, it's it's cool to see that one show up. I was pretty hyped about that. That's one that I didn't think I would ever get, and so that was really generous to be sent that. I appreciate that from our friends over there.
You
Oh,
guys played in either one yet?
I almost
I'm
played in it
not.
tonight. It was dry enough to play in it tonight, and I forgot it walking out the door. I was gonna bring it, so I rocked the old Scotties, the TW71s or whatever, ones that they
They're
have. So,
yeah.
but
Mine
yeah,
are sitting right behind me right now. I'm waiting to get some scriptings done with both pairs, and hopefully you'll see those in the next couple weeks. So
Speaking of the Scotties and
yeah,
speaking of Instagram, like there was a Scotty post today. What do you guys think that was all about? Can you describe what the post was, guys?
so the
I
post was the
go for it,
most
Gumby.
the most miraculous thing of him writing "just do it" backwards,
Yeah,
which comes out
can you do that? Can you
perfectly
do it?
forward.
Oh
I don't
no,
think I
they've
could
been
do it
doing that in
backwards.
tennis for a while, so
Yeah.
they actually just invert the camera.
Oh, do they? Oh, that's cool. I
I
just
think
thought it was
invert is
really
the
great.
whatever you call it when you flip the horizontal. But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was great that he could write backwards, but just walking up to a camera, wearing some Nike gear, saying, "This is this is the best place to be. Just do it." With a Nike sign, finishing at the end. We speculated on a logo, on a contract
Yeah.
extension, on a specialty drop for the holidays.
Well,
I think it's just a fun social post.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We
Uh,
found out in the end. I thought it was. We all jumped. I definitely jumped the gun and like, oh man, another great Nike golf ad. Social post. Like, oh my God, this is great. But then come to find out, Nike did a little bit of everybody. A couple tennis stars. Including Scotty as well on the golf course. Matt, what'd you think about it? Nice little drop today. I think we're
you
coming to
know, I've
Wednesday.
we were told a while ago that if they decided to do the PGA edition and actually release it or any of those shoes, like it would be like a 4 month lead time, 6 month lead time. And we've begged Nike, hey, if it comes out in the holidays, I think golfers would buy the Scotty edition shoes because everybody does love that shoe. So I thought maybe it was a teaser for that. Hey, maybe a logo was coming out, but then yeah, you always gotta like go look around and see like, oh, are they doing it? It's a U.S. Open kind of thing because that is a tennis
Yeah.
thing. Maybe that's what it was because we know that the golf and tennis division at Nike work very closely together. They're part of that like the country club. I don't think they call it the country club atmosphere, but
I don't know
because
what they
yeah,
call it anymore. Yeah,
well, at one point,
used to be
skateboarding was part
Nike
of it
Golf Club.
too.
Right.
Which,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
which by the way,
Yeah.
the new hoodie and hat that dropped are called Nike Club. Did you see that?
Well, yeah. You're right. It was.
So I
Okay,
don't know
I've
if we
had the
see a little
worst
more.
time. Has anyone else had the worst time on the Nike? I'm going to complain about one thing with Nike right now. Has anyone had the worst time on their website lately on the actual desktop? I can't
Yeah,
scroll. Whenever I get on their website, I can't scroll to look at something. So I end up on the app. I'm like, what is happening? Those that possibly listen to us from Nike, can we fix the scroll hijacking that is happening on the site? I can't see anything on desktop, and I'm a website person.
says the website designer.
Please help me.
Look,
Like I like apps, like I want to scroll on the damn website. The second I scroll one spot, I go right back to the homepage, and I don't understand
Uh,
that because then you can't feel like you can't shop. Like, and I feel like you're losing some commerce there. So,
what are you
um,
shopping for? What are you shopping for, Gumby? Let's hear
I can't even go see the new shirt and
it.
the hat right now. Like I'm on the computer. I wanted to see the new shirt and the hat. I don't want to pull up my phone.
Well, that's
So
why I sent it to you,
I
both
know.
of you guys.
I just, but I did see the price. I just saw the picture, so I want to go see the price. So, the one thing that is working is my Nike About page, which has our NFL rivalry uniforms on it. So I'm going to pull that up if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. I think we're over 100 followers there, which is pretty cool. So we're going to talk about the new Nike rivalry uniforms as the NFL season is around the corner. They play tomorrow or today, maybe when you're listening to this, depending on when I edit it. And we got some different kind of looks, let's call it here. We got a different couple templates. Um, Gentlemen, what are your overall thoughts on this idea first of a rivalry style uniform, um, and then the execution on some of these ones, and then maybe we rank them quickly 1 through 8, possibly, or just maybe our top three. Let's go with our top three so it doesn't take forever. Um, so Keith, what are your thoughts? You're not the biggest football guy, but you still know scriptings and aesthetics. So,
Yeah.
your thoughts on the idea of the rivalry uniforms, and then the execution.
Um, I think it's a great poke at, Nike doing different things since, they are the primary sponsor of the NFL and everything. It kind of ties me back into the NHL a little bit. I'm gonna bring it up, but like they do a thing called like the Stadium Series, and they have like a special jersey just for those 2 or 3 games they do throughout the year. So this is kind of like awesome following suit a little bit here. I think it's some good colorways. I think each colorway definitely represents the team to a T. I'm sure we're going to get into it a little bit more, the design and everything, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
overall a great push for the NFL. And they have like these special games, kind of to build up the NFL even more than it needs to be built up. But overall, I give it an A plus. I think with all 8 of these, I'm a fan. I like the designs, I like the colorways. It's just something different, and I always like something different and something new. But Matt, how do you feeling about the 8 designs here?
I like it. I think it's interesting because I don't know why they just didn't call it like Statement Edition or City Edition like they do with the NBA, because that's basically what this is. Like, I don't know, calling it rivalry is weird. So like they're only wearing it when they play their rival. Is that the whole idea? But
Yeah.
but these don't match up, right? Because it's like who's the like
Well, that's the thing is like Miami, I think, is playing the Jets on the rivalry game, but then you're seeing a blackish jersey versus a greenish blackish jersey. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Color on color is going to be really like tight.
Yeah.
So I am slightly confused on that. I kind of agree um, with you, Matt, on the city kind of connect jersey. So
I like the Niners one, but that looks like something that's not like rivalry driven. It's like it's something that's been kind of done before by them. But I really like the Niners one. I really like the Buffalo Bills. I have
Yeah.
been on record in Chicago sports radio for years saying that if the Bears have an alternate jersey, we keep bringing back like these ugly orange ones from back in the day. And honestly, the best thing, I don't know how nobody's done a polar bear uniform yet. White helmet, white pants, white jersey. How is there no polar bear for the Chicago Bears? But I know they're up. I think they're up next year. They're part of the crop that'll get it next
Giants are
year.
up next year too.
Oh,
Giants.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see what they do for the Bears. But I like the Buffalo Bills because it's got, obviously snow in Buffalo. Hello, right? Like it just
oh
makes a
yeah.
ton of sense. The frosting on the shoulders and stuff like that. This is another one where like you gotta really like go to the product page and see the jersey because the details like are really,
Details
really
make
nice.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We'll
love
go
the
through them all.
steel gray blue of the Patriots one. I can't believe I said that. So yeah, overall I think they're very cool looking jerseys. I just think the naming of it is a little strange to me, but
Yeah.
yeah, overall, yeah, this is an A.
I'm a little nervous about these jerseys, and I think the slow rollout won't do this. because I think you're going to have to go through 4 divisions through 4 years, you know what I mean, before next one gets this. But I think in the NBA, these City Connect jerseys where they're getting one every year, and you're seeing like I'm a Celtics fan. I don't see the Celtics wearing their white and green and white like ever because it's hard to do. Same thing in MLB, right? Like the Red Sox are wearing their Green Monster ones, then they're wearing their Boston ones, and then they wear their like whites. You don't see them ever wearing just their like normal home whites anymore. And I know it's to drive revenue and to drive jersey sales, and I get that. But I think as like a traditionalist, as a purist, sometimes you kind of miss it. Now, my dad is like one of the most purist people like for uniforms and stuff that I know. And he bought one of those green monster jerseys. He loves it. So I'm like, okay, like I get it. It's just one of those things. I just don't want to see it like get too oversaturated. And if it does, then I just want to make sure that like, hey, like I'm a Jags fan. They wore a white helmet last year, but they could only wear it with their alternate uniform. Like they need to loosen the rules on these things so that you can wear the alternate helmet like with whatever jersey, not just the alternate jersey. And if you wear the alternate jersey, like we have the alternate for the Jags, it's a black jersey, like you should be able to wear that more than 3 times, whereas like that's the max, or 4 times or something like that. And so now the Jags have a throwback jersey, which I have, right over here, but they're gonna max this out, and they're gonna wear this 4 times because it's a throwback, and then they're not going to be able to wear a black jersey this year, the alternate. And so just like the uniform rules in the NFL, here's that throwback. I mean, just one of the most beautiful jerseys that you'll ever see, guys, for the Jags. So, sorry, that's my little Jags plug. But I just think like those uniform rules need to relax a little bit if you want these to actually like stick and be, cool throughout the rest of the year. So
I should look this up. But there's a couple thoughts here all of a sudden that popped in my head. So if it's a slow rollout, and I think it's like over 4 years, like all teams, like 4 times 8, 32, that makes sense. Do so the teams that have the uniforms this year, do they keep them next year and for the next 4 years as well? Because in that sense, if that's what happens, like, and I can buy, like the Cardinals one is cool, right? With the sand.
Yeah.
If I'm a Cardinals fan, they start in Chicago, and I buy that jersey, I know that it's at least going to stick around for 3 to 4 years. Versus, like, that's one of the hard things about the NBA is, like, they do that statement, they refresh the entire league every single year. And to your point, Gumby, like how much can you do with the Celtics, right? Like, but shout out to what MLB did, because the White Sox Chicago Bulls crossover this year is absolute fire. It's just absolutely well done.
They say this is the first cohort of NFL rivalry clubs, NFC and East and NFC West, and they will get a single upcoming game during a division rival. So when I hear cohort, then I think grouping. So then I think like this would stay, but I agree. I don't know how they plan to do this the following year. I don't know if it's been talked about really.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these. Let's look through them real quick. We've got the Arizona Cardinals, built to last. I think the Sandstorm, just the color palette on this is perfect. Just fits Arizona. This is better than their current jersey, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Their standard jersey. Just the shoulder patch, the copper detailing in the shoulder patch, the bird on the back of the collar, and then the speckled kind of dust settling over it. I think these look really great. Intrigued to see like the helmet work, the pant work on this. I think that's also like the part of it, is that like these will come with different helmets, different pants, not just the jerseys, which is cool. So we got Arizona. We then go to the Bills, the cold front ones. The best detailing on these is the charging buffalo with like this iced out, like you can think of it iced out in like the bling sort of way, and I found 1,000 right there. But then also the shoulder like the crystallization of ice that kind of happens on the shoulder detail and kind of reaching down into the body, I think is fantastic. Big numbers, so you can see it in the snow in Buffalo. Los Angeles Rams is midnight mode. You get this, like, I think their uniforms are pretty cool the way that they do them. They're very modern, very LA, very fashion forward. So I think the stitching is a big part of it in their current one. They bring that into their midnight mode one with some blends, some halftone dots here on the shoulder detail, the yellow and the blue. I think the yellow stands out perfectly on this, which is great. A little neon vibes. Miami Dolphins Dark Waters. So you're getting this almost, it feels very, very, very dark blue and not black. So I'm curious to see if it's more black or if it is blue. I think it's very, very dark blue. And then you've got the teal, the orange pops off. I love just the outer lining of the numbers on one side. That makes it give that like water reflection on it a little bit, which is very cool.
They are calling that Navy on the description. Description says
All
Navy.
right.
Yeah.
I like that.
New England Patriots are nor'easter. I think the Patriots kind of vibe, dark steelish blue. The other like details in the shoulder striping, kind of old school vibe that they used to have with the striping from like their 95, 96 uniforms, and then the stars representing their 6 championships. Just a little touch. I think it looks great. New York Jets, Gotham City Football Club. Leaning into the Gotham City vibes, the Dark Knight kind of themes. I call these the Oscar the Grouch. Like, that's kind of what I get from them, because of that dark green, or that very, very like we'll call it a midnight green. The Gotham City football in the collar detail is great. The sort of plate detail in the shoulder and the patch is really nice. And then 49ers for the faithful, kind of going into the gold miners, the black jersey, but the numbers are really solid. The gold really stands out. And then the Seattle Seahawks with the high decibel zone, really representing the 12th man out there in Seattle. You've got kind of that shock wave being sent over the shoulder striping, 12s everywhere in the number details, in the collar, all of that stuff. So I'm really excited about the way those look. I think, again, like on the Seattle Seahawks one, on the Gotham ones, the Bills one, stuff like that, the helmet is going to be really, really cool to see with this as well. Just to see how they tie it all together. So top 3, gentlemen, want to go through that, and then we can wrap this bad boy up. But I dig them. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for next year. I only have to wait one more year to get the Jags, and I think there's so many possibilities with that. I said I want to see. I posted about it today, but in 1993, when they were becoming a team and trying to become a team, they created a concept for the helmet that they were wanted to use, but it infringed. And if you guys are looking on YouTube, you can see it. It infringed with that logo on the Jaguar logo from the Jaguar Motor Company, and so they did not go this direction. I would love them to bring back this helmet and the accompanying jersey that was supposed to be done for that, for the one rivalry game. I think that would be awesome. So, but Keith, rank these up 1, 2, 3.
Gonna be a great breakdown of each jersey. That was great. But I'm gonna be a homer here. I love the Buffalo ones. I think we're all might have this in the top 3 for this year out of the 8 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, since you read that, Matt, on the Miami, that it's the dark water, the midnight navy, darker navy color. That is definitely my number 2. I love how it's the teal on there and the orange makes it even pop even more. And like you said, gonna be the water outlines on the big numbers on the front and the back. That's an awesome touch. And then my number 4 is I always have a deep spot for Phoenix or like Arizona and stuff, just because I was like a big Coyotes fan for the NHL. I loved the Arizona Cardinals jersey, the sand color, and the different touches of the Arizona State on the shoulder patch. So that's my one, two, and three. Matt, what do you got?
I think I'm going in. I don't know if in no order right now. I'm going to go with San Francisco, Buffalo, and Arizona. I just don't know what order I want to do it in because I think I'm going to give the number one spot now to actually Arizona, and then to Buffalo, which is funny because one is sand and another one's a winter storm, which is
Snow.
kind of hilarious to me. And by the way, it has been debated hotly over the years. However, Batman artist Neil Adams has long said that
Chicago.
Gotham City is based on Chicago because it has big alleyways. You ain't fighting no bad guys, and the 1940s gangster era that Chicago provided is a perfect backdrop for The Dark Knights. And Christopher Nolan filmed his first two of the trilogy in Chicago. So
I
thank you,
agree.
New
I think
York
it.
Jets,
I
go
when
away.
I
everyone
agree
says
with you.
Gotham, I think of Chicago. I don't think of
Yeah, oh,
Gotham
yeah.
City. So.
I think
Yep.
another creator said that Gotham City's always meant to be like a mix of Chicago and New York, anyways. But I know the actual term Gotham City was first used to describe New York back in the 1800s. So, yeah. And, anyways, the Jets, you're the second most important team. So, for you to claim Gotham City and not the Giants, like,
Right. I'm right there with you guys. I think the San Francisco is probably my fourth because I like the way that the gold like and the numbers kind of work out. But I think I'm Arizona one, Miami two, and Buffalo three. Like I just think the Miami, you know that that the it looks like it's in water. Those numbers, just the way that it's reflecting on that one side, um, being super dark navy is really nice. Arizona, that shoulder patch is like perfect. Like that's what they should have. That should be their jersey. Like just make it white and make it red and be done. You know. And then Buffalo, I think is gonna look a lot better in person and on the field than it possibly does like in just renderings,
Hmm.
which will be cool. Same thing with Seattle. I think Seattle's helmet is gonna go freaking crazy. It's gonna be like one of those cars on Pimp My Ride where the helmet color changes, like green blue. So candy painted kind of thing. So I'm excited to see these. Should be a great year of the NFL coming up. So stay tuned for that. I think that's going to be um, pretty cool to see this year. Just how it is, the NFL machine does not stop, and it'll be some good matchups, some good rivalries. I'm excited for the Jags, but give me 3 weeks, and then we'll see where I'm at. Like always, same thing with maybe the Bears this year. We both got new coaches, Matt. We'll see what happens. So, uh, anything else, boys, before we wrap this up, and then we get into our Ryder Cup episode next time that you're here listening to us on your headphones or wherever you get podcasts. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. We'll give our plugs now before we wrap up, and then make sure you go like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Matt.
I just want to say, so longtime friend of the program, Chris Brown. You guys might have heard me mention him. He's going through a little health thing right now. He's probably sitting in his hospital bed listening to this as we speak.
Oh,
I'd want to say, man, we're thinking at you. Big time supporter, longtime friend of mine, and this is how big of a supporter he is. Is Nike invited us to that Masters party, the Masters party with like 2 days notice. And this guy used up all the points that he had, rented a BMW 7 Series, and says, "We're getting you to that party," and
oh,
drove my sorry butt down there. So
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you, Chris, and we're thinking of you.
You're well, Chris.
yeah, absolutely. No, it's great to be back with you guys. Good to catch up. Good to see some more Nike wins to end out the PGA Tour season. Ryder Cup, Matt. Hopefully you can come in. We'll figure something out for the Ryder Cup. We'll meet up, do some content together. It'd be nice to see you again. We haven't seen each other since last Masters, so it'll be good. Time flew by. I can't believe there's another one coming up in April already. So summer's almost over. I hope we get out a couple more times, Gumby. I hope you get to play a couple more times because number two. That means no more sleep. That's what it means right now. No more
Yeah.
sleep. But you'll be
Yeah.
good. Everything will be fine.
Make me something cool in New York City if you guys go down there, because I will not be able
Absolutely.
to go with
Yeah.
you. But I'll be there in spirit. I think what they're going to do, Nike's going to do for in the city around the Ryder Cup is going to be really cool. So stay tuned for that, guys, hopefully. And then, yeah, just keep liking, subscribing, watching us on the Instagrams. We've had a lot of fun this summer. We had a lot of fun this year. It's been a great year. We'll do a couple more episodes this year. We got our holiday episode in the future about all the best things you can get for your loved ones before the big holidays. And then, of course, Ryder Cup episode. So we got 2 more this year. You get to listen and watch our lovely faces and voices. But for the Swoosh Life Podcast, it's been Matt, Keith, Gumby. See you in the next one. Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast: Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Check the silver stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.